alongside David Pollack and Jesse Palmer, and guys, can't wait to get this one started. Navy ready for kickoff as we get this game started. No return coming. He'll call for the fair catch. First down for this offense. He's looking to throw it. Oh, he's going to go up top. Makes the grab inside the 30. He just brought some serious energy, making that huge play and getting it all the way down to the 23-yard line. That last big play has them in business just outside the red zone. It's 1st and 10. Got enough space, and he runs it in for the score. Touchdown, Army!
This offense is so good. Man, they can hurt you in so many different ways, and they do it so quick, so explosive. They can put small drives together, big drives together. They've really had a great year, and that's why they're a top 10 offense.
Lining up to cover the kick after that touchdown drive. Here he comes from inside his own 5. Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop him at the 21. A first down for the offense. He'll ride his man on the option. He'll pitch it. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that. This rivalry started in 1890 when Dennis Mikey, for whom the stadium at West Point is named, talked Navy into playing a game, and the Mids blew him out.
And since that first blowout, obviously this has been an unbelievable rivalry. So many things about it, honoring the fallen, the march on, the battle of the bands. So many of these things have gone back and forth. But Jesse, the football is phenomenal. Old school offenses that will hit you right in the mouth.
It's pretty cool, too, when you think about the history of this rivalry, because back in the day, these were two of the best programs in college football. There have been national championships. There have been Heisman trophies. Not necessarily the same thing today, but when you think about great rivalries in the sport, this is it right here.
Yeah, and you see running backs in today's football. They play a wide receiver basically for you, but you got to find a guy that you can throw it to, and you know he's going to catch the ball consistently.
Quarterback moving out of the pocket. At midfield, he's got room. And he gets out of there and gets some yardage and gets down without taking any punishment.
Man, it's so nice to have a weapon like this at quarterback. It dictates coverage. You want to play man-to-man? Everybody turns their back. Watch him pick him up, put him down, shoot up yards, getting a big play down the field.
Here comes Navy back to the line after picking up the first down. On the option. Quarterback on the keeper. Now the toss. Not a whole lot of room there. 3 yards maybe. 2nd and 7. It's pretty obvious what's at stake here, guys. A top 10 matchup. Winner, good shot at the playoff, and the loser is probably going to need some help.
Yeah, so further cementing your resume, making that exclamation point on the schedule, giving that committee something to look at and go, here's a top 10 win. This is a big deal for my schedule. Big proving moment.
And that's why you play football for one of these two programs, for games like this, for the opportunity to reach the college football playoff. You knew these two teams were on a collision course. That's the opportunity ahead of you to go get it done in front of a lot of eyeballs watching.
Wants to throw. It's Wade trying to get to it. And he got smacked just as he released the pass. It's incomplete.
3rd and short in college football today. You see so much more pass than you used to. The offense stays aggressive, and I think they stay aggressive because they know they're in field goal range. They got that 3 in their back pocket.
Now on 4th down, here comes the field goal team. He's going to reach for a long one, a 52-yard attempt. It's good.
I'll tell you, man, this kid has NFL-type leg strength. He just booted that into the wind, and that was no problem.
After putting 3 on the board, the kickoff unit ready to go. Not going to risk a return here. He'll make the fair catch. The Cadets have it back as Army goes back on offense. Jesse, a very productive drive last time, wound up with a touchdown.
Yeah, mixing and matching play calling really well. Nice balance on that last one, Dave. We'll see what they can do here in this next drive.
Yeah, and I don't expect anything different. When you put together a drive like that, I would do more of the same. Keep the pace, keep it going.
After the 3-yard pickup, they come to the line, 2nd and 7. He's looking to throw. He's going to let it go. And they weren't able to make the connection. They were looking for an explosive play. Last time the Cadets and Mids clashed, it was Army winning a close one.
They came out, they did what they needed to do late in the game to get the win, and they've been talking about it for an entire year back in West Point, getting another win over their big rival Navy.
And the bragging in this rivalry is enormous, right? Like, it's not just a normal game. This is a game that everybody watches, everybody cheers for, but the uniforms really, really matter. And here we go. If you're an offense, you got to get that ground game going so you can have some balance, and then you give it to your quarterback, Palmer, and let him make some plays down the field later on.
Yeah, exactly. And coming into this game, this offense knew they were going to have to some way, somehow, at least establish a semblance of a running game for exactly what you just said. You got to be able to use play-action pass later in this game to get some explosive plays down the field. And it's a play like that we just saw, which can help them get back.
After that last completion, it's 2nd down. He's looking to throw. Finds his tight end. Smashes through. Nice pickup there. Gets him the 1st down and sets him up at the 45-yard line. Ever since they invented the forward pass, the tight ends have been running the drag and getting the 1st down.
I think it's because the tight ends is so much versatility. You know, they can block and stay in the formation, or they can release and come out. But either way, if the quarterback's patient, most of the time, that drag route's going to come over.
Touchdown, Black Knights! And once he got away from the D, they had no shot at catching him.
Quarterback's abilities to read the field is huge, and also the anticipation, the timing. To be able to throw the football, Jesse, and hit a guy in stride so he can get run after the catch and get in the end zone, that was a nice job by the quarterback.
Yeah, it's critical, Dave. And listen, a lot of times, touchdown passes aren't thrown into the end zone. You've got to read the coverage, hit the open guy, and let him do the rest.
On the move from inside his 5. He was hoping for something a little more dynamic, but they get him on the ground at the 20. And here comes the Navy offense. You want to talk about having a weapon to bail out a drive? David, that's why kickers are so important after that long field goal.
And listen, important is a relative term. We need to make longer passes and get better gains so we don't have to kick long field goals, Palmer, again on offense.
And they've got the weapons to do that, David. They just got to be able to dial those plays up. Guys have to be able to make them one-on-one to make life easier on this kicker, who is so important to this team.
Didn't get much on 1st down. It's 2nd and 9. He'll do it himself. Now the pitch. They'll finally make the tackle, but that option was executed to perfection.
Yeah, you start day one training camp running your base runs. You need a few yards, you run these plays. You need a 1st down, you run these plays. You rep them over and over and over again. They're not sexy, they're not pretty, but in the end, they're effective, and they get you that new set of downs when you need them.
Goes to the option. That's what you expect from a senior. Don't give them any extra yards. Great tackle there. Guys, they call this America's game because no matter who you root for, you're captivated by this.
Well, and this is just one of those games I think always just stands out just because of the way it looks, right? It's all the uniforms in the stands. It's the pageantry. It's the history of this game. It's the style of football we see.
Can anyone catch him? Finally run out of bounds, but he has this offense rolling with a first down.
Throw it. He can buy time. He can run it. What can't he do? This guy's so talented. When he does stuff like this, there's no way to stop him. There's no way to coach a defense up against this. He's just really fast, and I can't catch him.
Looking for a deep man. Oh, picked off. And he's brought down, and this defense gets the ball back for its own.
What a nice job intercepting the snowball there. The quarterback threw the snowball down the field. Couldn't get it to his wide receiver. Defensive back makes a great play. Tell you what, this snow definitely affecting the game.
Finds just a bit of room. He'll pick up a couple to the 11.
Now, that's what you try to do as a defense. Limit those damages when they run the football. Get them on the ground, short gains to set your defense for positive situations down the road.
One running back in the backfield, and he has it. He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple.
And that play shows you really what this defense is about. It's a difficult one to attack. They're really good. One of the best in the country. They come at you from all angles. So I'm interested to watch. How do you mix up the play calling? How do you keep the defense off balance? Because they are a good one.
3rd and 10, still backed up inside their own 20. This drive hasn't really gotten started. Fires to the wideout. Oh, and it's a pick. He threw it right into the double coverage. Got some room to run. Touchdown, Midshipman. What a great play by the defense and paying it off with the interception return.
And they come up with a huge pick six, and that is one of the reasons this defense has been so dominant all season long. They don't give up big plays, but they take the football away. And once they do, they've got better athletes than you do. They're hard to bring down. They can flip the game on a dime.
He'll call for the fair catch here. Army has it back in the offense, ready to go. Well, the good news is they threw a touchdown pass last time. It was just to the wrong team, Jesse.
Well, that's an unfortunate part of the game for quarterbacks, but guess what? They do happen, so you've got to be able to turn the page here and lead this offense.
Well, I think you know this defense is going to be aggressive. They're going to jump routes. They're going to play aggressive. You got to take advantage of that. Maybe use that this time to your advantage.
As they get set to snap it, just about to reach the end of the quarter. He'll run it again. And a short gain here in the first quarter will come to a close. Now facing a 3rd down as they line up after the break. From the gun, wants to pass. They get enough rush, and it pays off. The sack at the 20.
How nice is it as a defense when you can drop 7 guys into coverage, only rush 4, and still get home? That makes you feel good if you're the D coordinator.
First one of the day is off. He was called on 3 times in that victory last week. He was working his way on the return toward midfield. They'll stop him at the 46. And the Midshipman offense making its way back onto the field. That last drive was promising for a while, but and they couldn't hold off the heat, and he goes down with the sack.
This defense, they are tenacious, and they've got guys up front that are athletic and that are so strong and can collapse the pocket. You saw it right there in that play action attack.
The option look. He'll pull it on the read. Shakes off the defender. And he is brought down, but what a move he put on that first defender.
And I don't care if I get it by 2, by 20, by 30, by 4. I just want to get the first down, understanding the situation, understanding where the sticks are. It doesn't have to be sexy, but I got to make sure I get to that stick, get to the first down mark.
He'll come out throwing on first down. It'll be incomplete. Tried to extend the play, but just couldn't find anybody open. This matchup, two teams in the top 5, just sort of whets the appetite for what we're going to see in the playoff, guys.
The selection committee is watching this one very closely because, David, both of these teams are easily talented enough to win it all, but only one can walk out of here with a dub.
Right, and what does it do? It sets up the seeding, right? It sets up the buys. It sets up the whole future of the college football playoff, and I think you want to punctuate that. You want to leave a lasting impression late in the season on the committee and show them, like, hey, we're the best in the country.
Navy is clicking on all cylinders right now. The toss sweep to the right. They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one.
And how about the timing of the linebacker on the blitz to get in the backfield and get the tackle for loss?
Is there anything better for a linebacker than to run on a blitz and nobody's home except the back?
Such a great feeling when the Moses parts the Red Sea and the hole opens up and you go fill it.
Lost one on that last one. It's 2nd and 11. Off play action. Quarterback moving. Going to try to get it himself. He's brought down, but not before he turned that into a positive play and picked up a few on the run. The emotions and energy figure to be high all day, guys, because of what's at stake this late in the season. Really a must-win for both teams.
These are the ones that get your blood moving, Reese. You get jacked up, man. We don't have to say anything in the locker room, give these big speeches. You know what's at stake, Jesse. You're ready to rock and roll. This is when you prove you're the big dog.
Which is pretty cool, too, because it's been a long season. These teams obviously are both physically and mentally tired, but you're right. For this kind of game, this is the one you circled at the start of the year. You knew that this was going to matter. There was going to be a lot on the line. Now it's time to go out and prove you're the better team.
Great starting point. Grabs it inside his 25, and here he comes. And the coverage team able to wrestle him down. The Cadets have it back as Army goes back on offense. Last time, David, it was 1-2-3 kick.
The last drive, that 3 and out, sometimes that puts your defense in a bad spot, and you got to get a drive together here so you don't wear the defense out.
Pass on the way. It's picked off. Trying to take it back. And they'll close in on him after a good return on the interception.
This is obviously not a great start for this quarterback here. 2 interceptions already in this game. He's got to do a much better job with his decision.
A great spot to start this drive for the offense. To the air on 1st down. Coming after him. And the heat gets home. They knock him down back at the 45. The pocket broke down, and the quarterback had to take the sack.
Really impressed by this pass rush, Reese. Just guys winning their individual battles one-on-one up front. They're able to get to the quarterback.
That is the last thing you want on 1st down as an offensive sack. Now it's 2nd down. Pocket starts to collapse. They bring him down, but a solid pickup to put them in position to pick up a 1st down.
Well, great job there by the defense because they weren't able to get him sacked right away, but you saw the coverage in the back end. Nowhere for the quarterback to throw the football. Didn't get the sack, obviously. You don't get the negative play, but you also don't give up a big one. You're feeling pretty good about where you are right now in this drive.
Release to the back. And that's incomplete. A defender all over him. Knocked the ball to the ground. 4th down coming up.
Nice job by the defense. They're mixing up their look. They're 3rd and long in field goal range. They go zone coverage. So everybody on the back end has the eye on the quarterback, and they're able to break on the ball, force the incompletion.
First one's on its way. The leg ought to be strong. Only called on twice in the victory last week.
That's a great job downing the football, setting your defense up, great field position. A lot of times you let that thing bounce one too many times and it climbs in the end zone, but that was a good job of making sure you downed it and set your D up.
Touch pass on the line. And the defense is going to get 2 for the safety.
You could tell the defense smelled it. They knew exactly where they were on the field, put the pressure on him, got him down in the end zone. Safety, baby.
Return is brought down at the 36, and the Navy offense will take over 1st and 10.
And Navy will go back on the attack. The last time we saw this offense, we had to look quick. It was a 3-and-out, Jesse.
They just had no rhythm in that last drive. So someone's going to have to step up and make a play, David, and get this thing going.
Yeah, let's find some juice. Find your guy. Find those plays that you know you can run inside out, forward, backwards. Get some first downs. Get some positive momentum.
Dropping back, it's Wade. Fires to the right. And the pass hits, picked off. Going the other way, and he's got room. And he was finding space, and he took it all the way back to the 22.
And we know turnover margin is a huge part of winning ball games. Interception number 2. His quarterback has to do a better job taking care of the football. Don't force it. Take the high completion percentage stuff. Don't always try to go for the big play.
Got some room, headed to the goal line. Touchdown, Army! And they add 6 more to the board with that trip to the house.
Well, this offense is top 10 in the country in points per game because they've got a lot of speed and they've got home run hitters. They score fast. They don't need 10 plays to go down the field. You saw it right there. They've recruited well. They've got playmakers. They're going to be a problem for defenses all year long.
And here comes the Navy offense. After throwing the pick on the last drive, need to take care of the ball this time, Jesse.
We're going to find out a lot about...
And the ball is free on the pitch. How about that alert play from the defense to scoop it up? Touchdown, Black Knights! The defense with the scoop and score. You know, the defense is all about stopping teams, but when you have a chance to swing momentum, scoop it and score yourself, it is such a huge play.
You just go over the offense, but like, bro, we don't need to. We got this. We'll score ourselves if we have to. Great job by the defense, doing what they need to do, and then go talk a little trash to the offense.
They're just about to kick it off after that scoop and score 6. This will not be returnable as it sails out of the back of the end zone. First down here with time for maybe one more play until the 2-minute warning. They'll run the option. He'll toss it. Good, solid run on that one as he gets it up to the 33-yard line. We've reached the 2-minute warning, and this thing has been one-sided, and they hope to at least have something to feel good about going into halftime. This offense has a second down play. Looking to throw, it's Wade. He's got his man, makes the grab, and he gets it up to the 36. It'll be a first down.
Come on, defense, you can't forget about the fullback. I know you don't see him too often, but this is a guy that can make plays, and on that one, he catches it for a first down.
Comes out throwing on first down. Feeling some heat. And the defense is all over the court. And he goes.
And anytime you hit the quarterback, man, you make him think, you speed up the processor a little bit, and that's the third on the day. This is a unit, actually, that does a good job of that. They're in the top 25 in the country at getting the quarterback on the ground.
These guys are bringing serious heat. They are like sharks swarming and just getting after the passer. Nowhere close on that one as he got drilled trying to deliver the football, and now they face third down.
This offensive line is going to have to shore up this pass pro, guys. The last play, they took a sack. This one, they allow a hit on the QB, which forces the incompletion. Third down, you're going to be throwing it right here, you think, so O-line's got to step.
And that pass is intercepted. He'll try to take it back. Touchdown, Army! The defense puts 6 on the board with a big-time interception return. Look, a lot of time left. There's a little bit of distance right now being put on the scoreboard.
There is, but it's so awesome when you're a defense and you study all week about what's coming and what routes to be ready for, and then you jump the route and you make the play and you just go get in that end zone. It is so beautiful.
They're about to kick it away, and the defense probably can't wait to get back out there after the pick six. No shot to return that one as he boomed it out of the back of the end zone. And the midshipman offense making its way back onto the field. They find themselves in a pretty deep hole here, but maybe a chance to grab a little momentum and regroup at halftime.
Yeah, a big chance. Like this isn't a...
Trying to beat the D deep. Makes the grab down the left side. And he's brought to the ground, but not before he gets enough for the first down.
How great is it to have a running back who can basically run your entire route tree? You don't see a lot of guys line up and then run vertically down the field, get open, and make a big play. This dude is special.
Stands in and takes the hit. Can't find his man as he took a shot trying to deliver that football, and it'll be second down.
That's an example of the offensive coordinator trying to be aggressive and trying to take a shot. Now, the offense isn't able to click on that play, but moving ahead in the second half, it's important they continue to dial up these big plays. You want to stay aggressive, and you want to keep testing this second.
They were really starting to put a drive together, but after a couple of incompletions, now they need a big play on 3rd and 10. Unleashes it. Got his man. They get him down, but this offense is set up 1st and goal from the 9.
Man, if I'm a defense, I got to find a way to get some more pressure on the quarterback and disrupt their timing and their rhythm. I can't give them these big chunk plays through the air. I got to be maybe a little bit more aggressive or do something a little bit different.
This offense needs a little something to feel good about going to halftime. A chance to chip away here on 1st and goal. And he'll race it to the house. Touchdown, Navy! He'll try to tack on one more. Bangs it through for an extra point. They put together a 5-play, 75-yard drive. And what a way to finish it with a 9-yard touchdown run. From inside the 10, here he comes. He was looking for more running room, but none to be found as he stopped at the 23. Army has it back in the offense, ready to go. They've got some time to work with here, Jesse, and if they get a first down, they might really get aggressive.
I'd be aggressive right out of the gate. I'd be throwing for a first down. If I get it, then it's pedal to the metal. I'm in that 2-minute mode.
Reels it in down the left side. Running toward the tape. Past the 10. And he'll take it all the way. They couldn't bring him down. Touchdown, Black Knights.
Yeah, coming into the game, you look at the stats and you say top 10 offense in scoring, so they better be able to create what? Explosive plays. Another explosive plays. They've been doing it all year long. Those plays are backbreakers. Defenses just can't contain this offense.
22.
No chance to return that one. A booming kickoff out of the back of the end zone. It's a touchback. Clock is wound down. Just over 20 seconds to go before the break. They'll have it 1st and 10. He's going to pass. Using his legs to buy some time. At the 35, he's loose. And they'll move the chains and get it to the 47-yard line. A timeout is called as this offense tries to find a way to get more points on the board before the half. Running out of time here in the first half, they're going to have to be efficient to put some points on the board before the break. Moving away from pressure. Trying to escape and get it himself. And he scurries out of bounds and wisely avoids taking the big hit.
Nice job by the defense. You got to dial into your keys. You got to make sure you're reading those guys up front. They did a good job. They saw it. They pulled the trigger. They knew the quarterback had it. They weren't fooled. Strung it out. Did a nice job of limiting the damage.
Going for it all. And that one is picked off in the end zone. Bringing it back. defense coming up with points of their own. What an interception return.
Dude, you're just thinking, hold him to 3, make him kick a field goal, don't let him score points. Heck no, you turn it into offense. What a play. Catches the ball in the end zone. Take a knee. Take a knee. No, sir. I'm taking this thing all the way back 100 yards to the house. What a play.
And he did get that extra point through with no problem despite the snowy surface. First half in the books. Time now to join Kevin Connors in our halftime update. And the Black Knights will kick it away to crank up the second half. And there will be no return on this one as the ball bounds into the end zone. And Navy will go back on the attack. Huge deficit to start this third quarter. They just need to find something to build a little confidence.
Yeah, it hasn't gone well. When you're trailing by this much, this first drive, man, does everything matter and hinge on this? Because every possession in the second half is going to be critical.
Yeah, and I think if you're on offense, why hold back? What are you worried about? Nothing went well in the first half for you, and at this point, trailing by as much as you are, throw caution to the wind.
Oh, there's a loose football on the bad pitch. Picks up the ball and tries to make something of it.
Man, and this is why you practice 5 points of pressure with the football. You cannot put the ball on the ground. Doesn't matter how many defenders are around you or how hard you get hit. You cannot turn the football over and expect to win games.
On 3rd and long, hoping to throw beyond the sticks. And that one's incomplete. They weren't just trying to move the chains. They were trying to move the scoreboard. Instead, it's 4th down. Navy will have to punt it away. Doesn't say much for your drive when you're looking forward to the punt. He gets a block. And the punt team able to smack him to the ground. The Cadets have it back as Army goes back on offense. A quick strike touchdown up top the last time they had it, Jesse. They'd love to do it again.
No doubt. They've got so many.
Hit the gas, kid. Wide open ahead. He's at the 10. Touchdown, Black Knights. And the pummeling has started. They've extended this lead, guys, but sometimes in a rivalry game, you get down and you fight back that much harder.
Man, you've seen crazy comebacks and crazy swings of momentum in rivalry games. You just need that first thing to break your way.
I think it really comes down to their key playmakers, David. They can come back, but these guys need to take ownership. Now's the time. In this type of game, they have got to step up and start making plays.
He'll start the return inside his 5. He was looking for more running room, but none to be found as he stopped at the 23. And here comes the Navy offense. Boy, 3 and out last time, David. They'd like to be more productive this time around.
Yeah, in the last drive, nothing really clicked. No rhythm, got off the field really, really quickly. They need to put something together here, Tom.
Yeah, David, bad execution on that last drive. So they got to take a collective breath and start playing like a unit on this drive.
Tough way to start this drive. Now they'll try to fix it on 2nd and 15. Trying play action. They're trying to get to it. Working the middle, it's complete. And a good job in coverage there as they stop it after just a few.
Brings up 3rd down.
Not exactly the ideal situation for this offense. 3rd and long, back up inside their 20. Getting some heat. And that defense gets to it.